It is Thursday. It's December 12th, 2K13. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm so glad you're with us. My name is Wayne Alley.
And my name is Kim Best. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, boy, here we go again.
Yes.
Getting closer to the weekend.
Yes, it is. A little closer every day.
And there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. I'm losing my voice.
This is a busy weekend.
That's
but
right.
before we get into weekend events, let's talk about who's on today's show.
Let's do that.
Okay, thank you.
Good idea.
Today we'll have Davin Madden on, Health Director,
Right.
talking about healthy things in our community. How
You
about
think?
that?
I love it.
Good guess.
Wayne County Health Director Davin Madden. He and I talked about a lot of stuff, and he's just got so much good information.
You also talked with Dr. Peters from Cherry Hospital.
Oh, yeah, the chief of psychiatry there at Cherry Hospital. He is so smart and just a down-to-earth guy. You can talk to him, and he just always seems to have good advice, good information, and he helps people. He helps people quite well, too, as a matter of fact. So looking forward to having him on the program with us today.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got some birthdays for
Well,
today?
I do have birthdays, but I just want to let you know today, the 12th, is Gingerbread House Day.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, speaking of gingerbread houses, before you move on, have you seen the new gingerbread Christmas trees out this year?
No.
Yes.
No.
I've never seen such a thing, but I thought they were quite interesting. So you can build a Christmas tree out of gingerbread cookies. It's really quite interesting. Yes.
Whoa.
We've done one at our house.
Have you really?
Well, I didn't, but my kids did.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you do it?
It's gingerbread cookies that you decorate and stack, and they end up looking like a Christmas tree.
Well, you stack one on top of the other?
They're different sizes.
Oh, okay.
And then, you have a star, and you have decorations and icing and the whole shebang.
Oh, the shebang.
Shebang.
The whole shebang.
It's quite interesting.
Shazam.
Quite cute.
I bet that is.
So go out and find your Christmas
Very
tree.
good.
Your
And
gingerbread
enjoy
Christmas
Gingerbread House Day today.
That's right.
Today is also National Poinsettia Day.
Is it?
It is.
I have two beautiful ones.
Do you really?
Oh my goodness, they're this big around.
Are they the red?
Yes.
Oh, I love poinsettia.
I do too.
I love poinsettia.
Beautiful.
And today is National
Yes.
12-Hour Fresh Breath Day. 12-hour Fresh Breath Day.
Eat your Altoid today.
That's
Or peppermint.
okay. All right, whatever. Birthdays for today. Don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. Bob Barker having a birthday today.
How old?
90.
Whoa.
Bob Barker is 90
Good
today.
for him.
There you go.
He was very passionate about that, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, and he was on several things, including Truth or Consequences, it says here. But he was also, of course, everyone knows him from The Price is Right.
That's right.
Dionne Warwick
Oh, yeah.
is not her real name.
Really?
Her name was actually Warwick, W-A-R-R-I-C-K, like Jackie Warwick.
Right.
But on the first recording contract, they misspelled her name. And she kind of liked it. She kept it.
She just kept it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
She's 73 years today. Dionne Warwick is. Connie Francis is 75 today. Pop star's biggest hit of Who's Sorry Now and Where the Boys Are and so many other big hits. Has led a very, in some cases, very sad life, but she's a happy woman now. She's 75 years of age. Kathy Rigby, the gymnast, is 61 years. Can you believe that?
Wow.
And she is that tall.
She is tiny little thing.
Tiny little thing. She is that tall. Yeah, she does feet commercials or something now. Anyway, a birthday today for Ed Koch. He's 89, former mayor of New York City. Morgan Eastwood is Clint's little baby girl. She is 16 today.
16. Oh, she is a baby.
I'm sorry, she's 17. She gained a year there somewhere.
It happens.
Madkin Amick is 43 years, played the role of waitress Shelley Johnson on Twin Peaks.
Okay.
43. Sherry Wilson was on Walker, Texas Ranger. She played Alex.
Okay.
She was also April on Dallas, April Stevens. She's 55 today. And Frank Sinatra would have been 98 today.
Well, do you know who else's birthday it is today?
Today is December 12th.
Yes, it is.
No?
Well, one, my brother Jeff. Happy birthday,
Oh,
Jeff.
way to go, Jeff.
Yeah. Scott Stevens, city manager. Happy birthday
Really?
to you.
Oh, way to go,
Yes.
Scott. So having a birthday today. Yeah, all right. Happy. Enjoy.
Happy birthday to each and every one of you.
There you go. Where's Jeff?
My brother?
Yeah.
Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Cocoa Beach.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday down in
that's
Florida.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
All right, on the West Coast there. I don't have a trivia question.
Well, I believe it's time to go to our interviews.
Well, that's good.
That's right.
We'll
So
do
we'll
that.
see you in a minute.
From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Today we're talking with Davin Madden, the health director for Wayne County. We want to talk about, and by the way, welcome. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Wayne.
We want to talk about holiday health and safety tips. When you're in your kitchen and you're fixing up your holiday dinner or your holiday meal, there's certain things you need to be aware of and certain things you need to do, right?
Yeah,
to make sure you're safe.
For your entire holiday season. I mean, inside and outside of the home.
Okay, well, what could happen?
Well, I've got me a list here that
He has a list
that we're maybe familiar with.
Okay.
But this is a good
Yeah,
list.
check it twice.
Check it.
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
Make sure we're not naughty or nice.
Well,
right?
well, forget that.
Who's
Okay.
naughty and who's nice?
We'll forget that. Yeah. What you got?
Well, there's 8 things. 8 things
Okay.
to focus on the
Okay.
holiday list. The first thing is this will sound a little bit foreign to you, but it's about washing hands.
Why does that sound foreign? Well, it does sound foreign. No, it doesn't. That does not sound foreign to me because every time you come in, we talk about hand washing. How important it is.
It's the #1 protective measure to spreading germs.
Washing your hands is the #1
Protective method
protective method
for spreading germs.
of spreading germs. All right.
And we still don't do it
And we still don't do it.
adequately enough or right.
We don't do it right.
No, they don't do it right.
All right.
Matter of fact, I did a little what they call a windshield survey the other day at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I was in a restaurant here in the county,
Yeah.
and I went to the bathroom to wash my hands prior to eating lunch,
Right.
and I saw 2 people come in to the restroom while I was there.
Right.
And of the 2 people, 1 did not wash their hands
Ooh.
at all. So that tells me that the message is still not strong enough because it only takes 20 seconds to properly wash your hands.
20 seconds.
Yep. Turn on the faucet, put on some lather, wet your hands, lather up outside of the water for 20 good seconds, and
Lather
then rinse
up.
and repeat and get out.
Okay. Rinse and repeat.
Well, rinse and
We're not
dry.
washing hair, are we?
Yeah, we're not. We're not doing a hair commercial.
Okay.
If
Okay.
we were, though, you and I would do a good job.
Oh, yeah. Sure we would. Yes, we
Yeah,
would.
you know, but no, to rinse and dry off. I mean, that's what I meant to say.
Rinse and dry.
Yeah,
Okay,
rinse and dry
just
and then
that
get
quickly.
out. Yeah, I mean 20 to 30 seconds.
20
I
to
mean,
30
to really
seconds.
get out there. But anyway, the point is hand washing to the season.
That's very important.
Very important.
Okay.
Because again, you're going to be around a lot of people, and also think about the traffic that goes through all the doors during all the different buildings, shopping, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
on. During,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. You
a
touch-
lot of hand touching.
Yeah.
And that's the #1 way of infection. is
Grocery
touching.
carts.
Yeah, exactly.
Grocery carts.
You see them putting the sanitizer wipes
Yeah.
now, the Clorox wipes
Yeah.
at the front.
Yeah.
Use those.
Yeah.
I go into certain retail chains around here, and I like Walmart or Target or whatever, and I use the sanitary wipe, and I wipe down the handle. I even wipe the edges of the cart. Any place where people would be normally have hand contact.
Right.
It surprises me that I see several people come through the door that do not use that feature,
Well,
making a lot of hand contact.
I use it every time I go in.
Helps prevent spread of
Just
germs.
take that wipe and wipe down the handle real quick, and then your hands, and
Yep,
and
that's
then
right.
go.
There you go.
All right.
#2 thing
Number
is staying warm.
Stay warm.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we think of that as a safety thing over the holidays, but infants and the elderly are more susceptible to illness in cold weather,
Okay.
in colder weather. So, you know, again, wearing layers
Mm-hmm.
and staying warm during the holidays. Especially when we get into some other topics, we're going to talk about stress and things like that in a few moments, but
Okay.
those things all help bring down your immune system, and it puts you at higher risk of contracting something or getting exposed to some germs.
All right. Stay warm.
#3 is vaccines. Get your flu shot.
Get your flu shot.
Absolutely.
All
And,
right.
you know, don't delay for the holidays because, again, you're going to be traveling.
Right.
You know, the viruses you may have been exposed to here are going to be different than the viruses you may be exposed to wherever you travel, especially go out of state. You don't know who's been sick, who's not. They're going to be in you'll be in with family in rooms. We might be staying in hotels, might be staying with other people.
Now, is the flu virus an airborne
Yes.
virus? It is.
Yes.
So it could be out there somewhere.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if you're in a room of that's crowded with people.
Well, I mean, you know, you're normally going to get it transmitted through your hands,
Through your
and
hands.
contact. But
Okay.
yes, you can breathe in the flu virus
Okay.
and get sick.
But
If
more
if
than likely, it's by
it's
touch.
in the air droplets and people's when they're coughing
Yeah.
and expelling that. I mean, it's in the air that they're expunging from
Right.
their body. And so if you were in close contact, and technically you could contract it that way if they were to cough on you.
Yeah.
Or if they were to immediately cough it on a surface, and then you contact, touch contact the surface and then touch your face, I mean, it's technically you could get the flu virus. I mean, it's easy to get it. So get your vaccine.
Okay, get your vaccine. Now,
yes.
As a side note, very quickly, yes or no, people can get sick from taking their flu vaccine?
No.
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 No, they cannot get. Why?
Not the flu. They cannot get the flu from taking the flu vaccine.
Why not?
Well, in the injectable flu, the virus is actually dead. I mean, it's not a live virus. It's a dead virus.
Okay.
If you inject a person with a dead virus, that virus cannot replicate. It's not alive.
So that means that when you get the flu shot, and you're getting a lot of dead cells, and your body will react knowing and realizing.
Well, when the virus gets into the body, your immune system recognizes it and it starts producing antibodies.
Okay.
And that's what builds up your immunity. And it takes 2 weeks for that to happen.
Okay. Aha,
So
it takes 2 weeks for that to happen.
I think a common misconception, this is just me being a health director giving a theory.
Okay.
So let me throw out my non-expert disclaimer here.
Okay.
But you know, a lot of people get around someone that was sick. You go to our early Thanksgiving party, dinner party. Somebody there says, "Hey, I'm just getting over the flu. I'm sorry, blah blah. I've been feeling bad, you know, whatever." They're not feeling good. You go to thinking, well, I should go get a flu vaccine. So then you go down and make an appointment, and next day you go get a flu shot. You may have already been exposed to that person who was still contagious.
That's right.
It takes 2 weeks once you get a flu vaccine for the proper antibodies to be developed in your system to be able to fight it off. You get sick within that 2 weeks. You've already got your shot. You think the shot made you sick.
Right.
A lot of times that's what triggers people thinking, you know, I'm going to go get a flu shot because I've been around somebody that was sick. Then they get sick and they think it was a flu shot. But no, they can't give you the flu. So like I said, that's just a myth.
Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. I'm glad you explained that. All right, now what's number 4?
Number 4 is travel safely. That is a very public health message. Holidays, busy, last minute, people working on the last minute on everything, being in a hurry, being
tired.
stressed out, being
stressed,
tired. A lot of people on the road. A lot of people's minds are on a lot of things, so might not be on watching the road as being their top priority.
Right.
So just drive safely and drive defensively and be alert and watch those roads and plan your trip route accordingly too. I think sometimes if we get everything at the last minute, we might not plan our trip appropriately, and we start getting late on time. We're speeding. We're taking paths we don't know, or roads we don't know. Those can all create problems. So drive safely.
Okay.
Number 5 is watch the kids.
Okay.
Safety tip for the
watch
holidays.
The kids. A safety tip. Watch the kids.
Yep.
What happens? Why is that?
Well, because 2 things. One, we're distracted during the holidays more. We have more things on our mind. Kids could be around a lot of cooking. They could be left alone more than the usual. So watch hard candies and things that are being around the holidays that could cause choking hazards, electrical hazards. If you're putting something together for the holidays, watch the kids playing around that. Again, watch them around the cooking areas. Grease burns are terrible. I mean, all these things can create injuries to children and death. So watch them, be alert, know where they are at all times, know what they're doing. Don't forget about them during the holidays when things are so busy, because it happens to all of us.
It does happen.
Number 6 is handle food safely.
Oh boy, that's a big one.
Yes, it is. A lot of cooking going on in the holidays, a lot of purchasing food, a lot of sharing of foods, a lot of giving of foods.
Right.
It goes back into the tip number 1, which is hand washing. Make sure you wash hands as you're handling your food, but also make sure you're getting food from reliable sources. Make sure you properly store the food at the right temperatures. Don't put it on the counter and forget about it for a whole day and then put it in the refrigerator. Could create a problem. Make sure that you're storing in clean containers, things like that. I mean, just when you're cooking, make sure you're using proper precautions with pot holders and grease splatters and things like that, things that would cause injury.
And that also means using the proper utensils. Don't use your utensils on more than one item. I've heard that
cutting boards.
On cutting boards,
knives. Cutting boards and knives are the big thing. People, you don't want to cut raw meats on a board that you put fresh vegetables or fruit, things are going to be eaten raw.
Exactly.
Because this is going to cook, this is going to be raw. If this has got any kind of bacteria on it or something like that, it's going to cross-contaminate your fresh raw product. Don't use knives to cut. Same thing. Don't use a knife to cut up a raw pork chop right before you fry it, and then turn around and cut it raw onions you're going to put in a chicken salad or something.
Right. Makes sense. And of course, as you mentioned, be sure that you store things properly. Don't leave the food out over a couple of hours on the counter.
That's right.
And I've seen that happen.
Well, there's a few
many,
things. I
many
mean, you
times.
don't want to tell people misinformation. I mean, people say, well, hey, when I was growing up, my grandmother put fried chicken on the table and covered it with
yeah.
a paper towel and left it all day long. Well, there's a reason because of that. I mean, fried chicken, can be left out for a little while because when it's fried, it kind of seals the chicken and keeps it from really being
Right.
But you don't want people to make their own assessment on food science because that's how you get sick. Right. So the best thing to do is tell people to be cautious. Don't leave things out very long. I mean, keep them. If you've got food out and no one's eating it, or you're done, go ahead and make sure it's cooled properly and put it in the refrigerator or some other type of safe holding area, temperature-wise. That way you can prevent the growth of bacteria, which will get people sick.
Okay. What's next?
Manage stress, number 7.
Oh boy, that's a big one.
It is, because in the holidays we already talked about all these things. We're going places, we're preparing food, we're watching the kids, we're washing our hands.
Yeah.
We're staying warm. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And so stress management is critical to good health, because when you're stressed, your immune system is weakened and you're more susceptible to cold viruses and things like that. So plus getting rest, not getting adequate rest can also up your stress levels. So getting rest, making sure you're exercising, making sure you're giving yourself adequate time to do projects, to complete food, all this is managing stress. Talk with somebody if you need to. I mean, if you're overwhelmed, share it with your spouse or your friend or coworkers or whatever you need to do to help you to manage that stress of the holidays, because you don't want to get sick. It puts a damper on the holidays, puts a damper on your health. And it is easy to do, because a little bit of stress is good for everybody, but a lot of stress is really bad for people.
That, in fact, as a side note, I had heard years ago that stress was found to be, stress over a long period of time could actually contribute to cancer.
Really?
That's what I heard. Now, that came from a very good source as well, but that it could actually not contribute or not cause cancer, but actually your body becomes so stressed that your body reacts in such a way.
I can see that, because if you're I read an interesting study that said that every human being just about has cancer at some point in time in their life. The difference is whether the cancer actually metastasizes and grows and actually becomes harmful. Yeah. And part of that is because your body's natural immune system is working to fight against those cancerous cells, those free radicals, the free radical cells that make cancer. So I think I agree with that. You're probably right. I could see that.
And I wish I had the source. I read that or heard that, but I do not. But
no, I think that sounds reasonable, because, like I said, if your immune system is compromised, it's not going to be working efficiently, and so I could see how over time that could create a.
Over time, I think it probably.
I mean, we know it creates heart attacks.
Could. Yeah,
it's just,
that's true.
So I mean, there's a lot of things that stress can do. Stress is a very important issue that I think it causes a lot of health problems with people that you don't get it diagnosed every time. If you go to the doctor, you say, well, hey, I remember I was feeling bad. I might have been I might have been dehydrated, or I might have been my blood sugar or whatever. But the bottom line is stress can really wear you down. So manage it effectively during the holidays.
Managing stress. All
right.
Find
time for yourself too, so that you can do that.
Okay. And number 8.
Number 8 is eating healthy.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Is eating healthy during the holidays. Maintain, don't gain. You've heard that little saying. But also for people that are diabetic. Okay. I mean, that's important too, because during the holidays, a lot of sweets, a lot of gravies and overeating, and these things can cause worse problems with people that are struggling with their diabetes, or even managing their diabetes appropriately. It's easy to one time just let it go for a little bit and eat and let your blood sugar get too low, or even get your blood sugar too high. I mean, anything like that can create a problem. So eating healthy over the holidays is important as a safety tip. You don't want to overindulge.
Just because it's the holidays, you don't want to say, oh, it's just once a year, I'll just throw the rule book out and just eat anything I want as much as I want. You don't want to do that.
I think no. I think the
ticket is idea.
Eat what you want to eat. Yeah. Just don't eat as much as you want to eat.
Proportion.
Yes. Enjoy the cakes, enjoy the pies, but don't try to eat them all at one sitting. Okay. And don't overindulge. If you know you're going to have that piece of pie that you want that you normally don't eat, or that you really shouldn't have, then make sure you cut your meal back a little bit before you have the pie. So again, you're watching your calories.
That's good.
So it's maintaining and not gaining weight, because gaining weight can lead to health problems.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of it during the holidays. People gain weight, gain 5 to 12 pounds on average, I think is what the numbers are on the holidays. That's a lot.
It is a lot, and I'm not surprised. All right, and unfortunately, we're out of time here, but those are the 8 steps you need to think about
For a good, safe holiday.
for a good, safe holiday. Good safety tips for the holidays. Davin Madden, our guest today, the Health Director for Wayne County. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Dr. Stephen Peters is the head of psychology at Cherry Hospital, and we welcome him. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Wayne. Always good to be here.
Great to have you in the studio,
Yes, sir.
Steve. Happy holidays to you.
Yeah, same to you.
Thank you very much,
It's coming
sir.
on us quickly.
It's coming on us very quickly, and that's the topic I would like to cover this morning. I want to talk about holiday depression. Now, the holidays are a wonderful time of year. You see people happy, you see children playing, you see everybody spending a lot of money and enjoying doing so when
Yes.
the holiday season, they're buying gifts and such. But there are those people who, for one reason or another, who seem to fall into a state of depression. They get deeply in deep depression this time of year. Understandably so. This time of year, they perhaps recently lost a loved one. They recently, or they, for some reason, the holidays they're not joyful.
Sure.
For some people. Now, is there anything we can do about that? How would you describe it? And is it in different degrees?
Well, by all
severity?
means, it sure is. And for a lot of folks with holiday depression, we'll just call it, has to do with remembering maybe holidays gone by.
Yeah.
So you're talking about maybe anniversaries
Yes.
of bad circumstances, and that perhaps in days gone by, holidays gone by, they weren't so happy, or maybe they were difficult times. And so as we approach another holiday season, we start thinking about kind of those past experiences. One idea to think about and consider is, let's just take this year's holiday season as a new holiday season, a new opportunity, and kind of break that connection with those past bad experiences. You know, holidays are filled with traditions, which means we're following the same habits and celebrations that have gone on for many years. And so it is all about reconnecting with our traditions. Well, you know, you can start a new tradition. You can do something new. Yes, your family may not be available this holiday season to share with you. Find other folks to be with. They will adopt you, take you in, and celebrate with you.
Yeah.
And it will be a new experience, and perhaps the beginning of a new tradition.
Do you find that the problem begins, or the problem is increased by people when they are by themselves, when they're alone, or they're missing family members?
Yes, and it's that isolation, I think, about and being alone, that because we think of it as a time of sharing, with being with friends, being with family, and if you find yourself being isolated and being alone, and we live in eastern North Carolina, it's a very rural, sometimes isolated kind of lifestyle, and some of us enjoy a little bit of that. It's a lot of privacy. We're kind of proud of that.
Yes.
We're kind of independent-minded that way, and self-reliant, and those are good values.
Yes.
But there are times to be with other people, and at times we want to be sharing and be with others. And loneliness is not the same thing as being by yourself.
Yeah.
And so that emotional experience of being alone and desiring and wishing to be with others, well, find some others. It takes a little bit of initiative, a little bit of energy to get up. And for people who are depressed, that's a hard thing to jumpstart.
Yes, it is.
So we like to encourage other people to reach out. The holidays are a time to reach out to other people who you think might be kind of out by themselves a bit, and maybe they live that kind of country isolated lifestyle. Well, have you called on them lately? Have you gone by with a bit of pumpkin pie, or
Yeah.
make a plate of cookies, or
Yeah.
just stop by and say hello, and hey, thinking about you, and hey, why don't you come to the house? And,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
wish somebody a Merry Christmas.
yeah, and get out and go call on people
Yeah.
is an important thing, to reach out. Those people that are sort of struggling this way have a hard time just inviting themselves
Yeah.
and saying, well, I know it's lonely and I'm sitting here by myself. I need to get up and go do something. Well, that's hard to do when you're in the midst of it.
Are they thinking, well, I don't want to impose on anyone, or I
Perhaps
don't want to get in
not,
the way?
Or they need to have they've got their kids over
Yeah.
there, they've got their celebrations. I don't want to intrude on that.
Yeah.
But maybe they would love to have you. You know, maybe they've got, most of us make way more for the holidays than any of us need to be around, as far as food and things like that. And you can always have another one, or probably several more at the table, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And so I think most of us embrace that opportunity to have a friend come by and stop in for a while and share some of the holidays with us.
So you don't have to move in, just go by for a little while.
Yeah, stop in. Yeah, don't take your sleeping bag. But stop in and go visit for a while. Go call on somebody, maybe a phone call, maybe a visit. Those things that kind of break up that isolation. We do think that that's, inactivity. We want people to get active. That's a big part of depression, is getting inactive. You're sitting there kind of holding down the couch and thinking about and feeling all your misery. And say, well, how do you kind of get loose of that? Get active, get with people. That takes a lot of initiative and a lot of energy that sometimes isn't there.
I tell you also, you have friends who mean well, family members who mean well, who come by and they say, what's the matter with you? Get up off of that sofa.
Right.
You can do this. You don't need to be sitting there like that.
So,
but that's not the way to handle that, is it
and not
necessarily?
to push people beyond their comfort, so to speak.
Yeah.
A little bit of encouragement, a little bit of reaching out. But if they're not going to be able to respond to it, maybe they're not ready for that kind of engagement, perhaps just yet.
Yeah.
But making the gesture is
if you're not a person who's suffering from depression, you can't really understand what the other person's going through.
Right.
So,
and it's not so easy as just to say, well, forget about that and let's start something
that's
different.
right. It's not that easy.
It means some conversation, means some sharing, and it could be very gradual. Maybe a phone call or two, stopping by, and we take it easy and slow.
Yeah.
And maybe eventually we work our way into better days.
Good advice. Work slowly.
Yes.
Work slowly.
Yes.
Yeah, baby steps. There
That's right.
Steve, happy holidays.
Oh,
Merry
same to
Christmas.
you.
Merry
yes,
Christmas.
and
sir.
to you and yours.
Thank you very much, sir. Stephen Peters. Dr. Peters is the head of psychology at Cherry Hospital. I thank you very much,
Hey,
sir.
thank you.
From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
And we're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Just call me Rand McNally, because Cocoa Beach is on the east coast of Florida. What am I thinking? I just caught that. I didn't even know I said that.
We
But,
say things sometimes and don't even remember we've said them. It happens, right?
Yeah.
Are you scared?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Jingle in the Park.
Yeah,
How
let's
about
talk
that?
about that, okay?
Jingle in the Park is a great event happening at Herman Park for 2 weekends in a row. It's going to be Friday, tomorrow. Goodness, yes, tomorrow and Saturday, December 13th and 14th. And then the following weekend, Friday and Saturday, 20th and 21st of December. It'll be from 4 until 8 p.m. You can expect to see Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus in the Yellow Park House. Outdoor movies, an inflatable movie theater. Oh, they're always playing Christmas movies.
Oh, boy.
The entire park is filled with lights. You can go by the big fire pit and make s'mores.
S'mores.
If you like s'mores, yes, the volunteer
S'mores, good.
fire academy, they'll be out there. The explorers will be volunteering their time. Lots of music in the gazebo. The Polar Express, of course, the Kiwanis train will be running.
Oh, boy.
Candy cane hunts, and much, much more. So join us there this weekend from 4 until 8, Herman Park, and the following weekend.
Did you ever hunt candy cane?
I can't say that I've ever hunted a candy cane, but they're going to have them every 30 minutes.
Is that right?
You're hunting for candy canes.
Whoa, okay.
That's right.
All right. On a serious note,
Yes.
this time of year, of course, people are always subject to being the become victims of fraud.
Yes.
Keep a close watch on your credit card every time you use it, and when you do use it, make sure you get it back as quickly as possible. Never, 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 never write your PIN number on your credit card.
No.
Duh. That's why it's separate. Anyway, never write your PIN number on your credit card. Never leave your credit cards or receipts lying around. Shield your credit card number so others around you cannot copy it, because somebody could be standing behind you with a camera phone and take a picture of your card as you're using it. Don't do that. Kind of shield yourself when you type in your PIN number. Anyway, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can go to the WayneGov.com website and click on Sheriff Kerry Winder's link, and he's got a page of ways to be careful this time of year.
Yeah, there's lots of good information out there about how to be safe, how to keep yourself safe,
Yes.
because the bad guys have a tendency to come out more during the holidays.
They do. They certainly do. Gift cards. You use gift cards?
Not that much.
I once in a while I will, but never buy a gift card from online auction sales.
Right.
That's another good one right there. All right. It's
Well, Wayne,
about that
it's been
time.
great.
It has been great. So don't be late. Have you done 8?
We'll stop with that one.
We'll stop with that one, okay, because it didn't make any sense at all. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. Join us again Friday morning right here on the 13th. Friday the 13th is tomorrow.
That's right.
Hope you're not triskaidekaphobic or allergic to anything. Anyway, join us tomorrow. Friday, we'll be here at 7, at noon, and at 5:30 p.m. Until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.